everyone, welcome to a new episode of Crypto Tips. My name is Heidi, and today we're going to talk about the coins that I am holding long term and I'm staking, because why the heck wouldn't I do that? So for those of you who are familiar with this channel, and especially if you're a Patreon member, these coins won't surprise you that I'm listing off today, but if you're new, you're about to learn something, so let's get into it. So before I get into today's video, I want to do a quick shout out to my amazing moderators on our Crypto Tips Discord server. You guys are great, being super welcoming, and I just want to give you guys a shout out I want to shout it out on the mountaintops from my YouTube channel. Thank you, everyone. You all mean the world to me. And if you guys didn't know, we have a Discord server. So if you'd like to get a lot more interactions, and we have some really cool channels, basically a lot of live feeds of news, of whale alerts, of Twitter feeds. We have channels that talk about NFTs, DeFi, mining, decentralized exchanges, centralized exchanges. If you want to keep up to date on, these kind of regulations, how it's going to affect you as a user of that centralized exchange. We have exclusive channels. If you are a Patreon member, you can join those by connecting Discord on your Patreon account, and then you can get exclusive access to, as always, our trade alerts, our portfolio updates, and as always, the frequently asked questions. So if you guys like to check it out, I'll put a link to our Discord down below in the video description. I encourage you to check it out. Okay, let's get to the video. So the reason why I am comfortable even naming these 4 coins that I'm talking about today and holding them long term and staking them while I'm at it is because these coins represent basically the most secure networks in terms of proof of stake. And for those of you who are not yet familiar with this concept of a proof of stake algorithm, I highly recommend you check out these videos I'm linking for you up above in the upper right hand corner to understand the difference between proof of work consensus and proof of stake consensus. These are very important concepts to understand because these explain how these cryptocurrency networks are secured. These are what really allow or prevent actually these networks from being attacked, from being taken over, destroyed, manipulated, what have you. So proof of work is basically how Bitcoin works and a number of other coins as well. Proof of stake is a relatively newer form of securing a network. Basically, there's different incentive models. With proof of stake, you are rewarded for securing the network by putting up an amount of coins that you are staking on the network. Basically, the more money that is being staked on a network, the more money an attacker would have to put up to overpower that network. So by people attributing and staking their coins on a network, you are effectively helping to secure that network, and you are rewarded in the form of staking rewards. So it's a really great thing. So anyway, these coins I'm listing today are some of the most secure proof of stake networks out there. You might also notice that these coins I'm going over today have other similarities that come across as being kind of like Ethereum killers, or at the very least, Ethereum competitors. They have this commonality of enabling things like smart contracts, of staking. Well, Ethereum actually is soon to be really pure proof of stake. They're definitely merging into that now. But also, faster transactions, cheaper transactions, and they're all trying to facilitate, again, their own kind of ecosystem like Ethereum that has already been established. These guys are just trying to do the same thing, but make it more scalable, basically. And that means that as more and more people are pouring in to use these networks, scalability means basically the network can handle that amount of crowds. It means that the transaction fees won't go skyrocketing and that the transaction times won't go skyrocketing. You won't be having to wait hours upon hours or pay hundreds of dollars to send a coin from point A to point B. That's basically what all of these are trying to accomplish. Some better than others, some are more established than others, some actually have an ecosystem going, some are promising this. So that's where we're at. One really important thing to pay attention to for anyone who is just holding a coin that is proof of stake, that is able to be staked. If you're holding a proof of stake coin and you yourself aren't staking the coin, or you're not delegating it to a validator, you need to know that most of these proof of stake coins are rewarding these stakers with an emission of new coins. So that means there is an inflation happening with the supply of these coins. And much like with any fiat currency, if you're just tucking it away and saving it, your savings will actually become diluted over time. That's why I highly recommend that if you are holding a staking coin that is capable to be staked, that you are participating in that if you are able to. Because that way, if you're receiving rewards, you're kind of, keeping up with inflation. I think at this point, you're definitely going to be actually legitimately earning more over time as well. But particularly if you're holding these coins for the long term, that inflation will catch up to you and it will chip away at the actual value of your coins if you're not staking them. So that's my warning for you. Certainly, not every proof of stake coin is as easy to stake as others. Some of them actually have quite high barriers of entry. They make you jump through a lot of hoops to be able to stake them. They make you have to actually have a threshold of an investment to qualify to stake. One of the coins I'm talking about today actually has a little bit of a barrier of entry for people, and even worse off, it's not consistent. It is fluctuating. So that's something to pay attention to as well. So speaking of inflating supplies, 3 of the 4 coins I'm talking about today do have a capped supply. They do have a limited supply of coins. Some of them have actually basically hit that limit, but some of them are actually going to be decreasing their emission of coins over time until they hit that capped limit. But so here you go. I've had you guys wait long enough. I'm going to go ahead and name the coins that I'm holding long term, or I plan to hold long term, and I'm staking as well. I say plan to hold long term because, let's be honest, a lot can happen in this cryptocurrency space, and it's still very new. Some of these coins on here are especially new, and so as promising as they are, and as much potential that I see and my husband Toby sees in these coins, anything can change. So we'll say basically for now, these are our long-term holds. The coins that we're comfortable, that we've accumulated over time, we're comfortable dollar cost averaging into these coins, and we're holding them long term. So the first one I'm going to list here is, of course, Cardano. So the Cardano army can get off my back. No, seriously though, this one is actually the coin that we've been staking the longest, holding the longest, for, at least 3 years, I think 4 years now. And also it's the most secured network. It has the most amount of coins locked up on the network, the most amount of value locked on the network, so that again, if there's anyone who wants to come in and attack it or manipulate it or bring it down, they have to put up a huge chunk of money. They have to buy a lot of Cardano to be able to do so. So there's your incentive model and game theory coming into play with cryptocurrencies that we love to see. So here's some stats for you for Cardano. It has a capped supply of 45 billion. There is a circulating supply of 32 billion. So it's not quite there yet, but there is a lot of them floating around. It's actually currently number 5 according to market cap on the list of the top cryptocurrencies, so it's up there. And for those of you who know about cryptocurrencies and newcomers to this space, a lot of them start out in Bitcoin and then they work their way down. They at least look at the top 50, and Cardano being at number 5, that's a really strong position to be in. And if you're staking Cardano, you're looking at a yearly percentage of about 5 to 6%. I've done several tutorials on how to stake Cardano, especially using your Ledger hardware wallet. All of the coins that I'm talking about today are able to be staked using a hardware wallet. Definitely are able to be staked using your Ledger hardware wallet. By the way, I've done so many tutorials on it. There's a link to a tutorial down below if you just got a Ledger and you want to know how to set it up really correctly, keep it secure. I highly recommend you check out that video. For those of you who are looking to really properly secure your cryptocurrency investments, I highly recommend you check out a hardware wallet. I personally use Ledger. I've used it for years. I have 0 complaints. If you'd like to also help support our channel, I have an affiliate code linked down below just for you to check out, so we'd appreciate that. If you're staking Cardano, using Adalite or using your Roy, I believe also with Daedalus, these all enable compounding rewards. So basically whatever you earn, that percentage is sent right back to that lump that you are staking, and so that lump grows and that percentage actually earns you more and more coins over time. It keeps growing and accumulating. There is no lockup period for staking Cardano. That means that you don't have to initialize a withdrawal process. before you're able to actually sell or withdraw coins from your staking wallet. But there is like a roughly 10 to 14 day wait period when you first initially start staking before you start seeing rewards. So there's a little bit of a wait time, but there's no hang up or anything of you being able to access your coins. Even if you're not receiving any rewards yet and you just say the price is tanking, or even better yet, the price is skyrocketing and you want to take profits, you don't have to wait a crazy amount of time to be able to access your coins with Cardano. It's really instant. Next up on my list is Polkadot. This one is a relatively newer project brought to us by Gavin Wood, one of the co-founders of Ethereum. And he's been working on the parachains and the blockchain interoperability. A lot of people were assuming that this one was going to be right away paired up with Ethereum. That's not the case quite yet. They're more so building their own blockchains to be interoperable within Polkadot, with Kusama being one of those examples. Polkadot has a much better APY. You're going to get about 15% a year. Polkadot also has a capped limited supply at 1.09 billion. Currently, the circulating supply is 1.014 billion. So basically, they're all out there, but not quite yet. So there's a lot to say about the inflation soon to come with both Cardano and Polkadot, still with that gap between the cap supply and the circulating supply. But anyway, with Polkadot, you can see about 15% APY. So this is one of the most profitable coins I'm going to be listing today for my long-term holds. Again, if you're just holding Polkadot and you're not staking it, you're going to be probably, especially over time, the value of that coin is going to be diluted, certainly. So I encourage you to stake it if you can. Unfortunately, Polkadot is one of those coins that has a relatively high barrier of entry in terms of minimum amount of coins needed to qualify to stake your coins. And it's the one that's fluctuating based on what's happening on the network. There is a website that you can go to that will show you the minimum required to stake on Polkadot to be profitable. I'll include a link to that down below in the video description. So when I last checked, that was at 40, and at today's prices, that's minimum required to stake, dollar-wise at least, is $584 before you start seeing any kind of a 15% APY. I think if you're trying to stake any less than that, it's going to be a failed transaction and you might get a little headache happening there. But again, check the website I'm going to link for you down below so you can be sure that you're staking enough. Also, Polkadot is one of those coins that does have a lockup period. It has one of the longer lockup periods, and that is 28 days. So that means that if you want to basically stop staking your coins and sell them on the open market to take profits, you're going to have to wait 28 days to do so. So please plan for that when you are staking your coins. Maybe hold some back that you would want to be taking profits with, or maybe start staggering them in different wallets for different time periods. So then maybe they're all staking at the same time, but some of them will be expiring sooner than others. I don't know how you want to handle that, but it's definitely something important to keep in mind, especially involving your profit-taking strategy. Next up, we have Solana, which is definitely a new coin. It's about a year old. This is one that has a ton of potential and is very promising. It is definitely getting a lot more traction lately, a lot more recognition, a growing ecosystem for sure. And so Toby and I are pretty stoked on Solana so far. We've been staking it, and with this one, you can get about a 7 to 8% yearly return on your staking. That's the average. It also has a capped limited supply of 488 million coins. So it's quite a bit lower than DOT and Cardano. So who knows how that will affect the overall price action of Solana as people start pouring in and actually using it and investing it. That limited supply could certainly lend itself to much higher prices in the future. We will see. But this is a newer one. And so if any of these coins that are kind of like on the fence of being long-term holds or not, Solana might be on the hook. I don't know. I'm pretty optimistic on it so far, but it being 1 year old, we cannot ignore that. Last up on our list is, of course, Ethereum. So Ethereum, for a cap supply, it actually doesn't. It has an unlimited supply, which is you know, an ugly factor of Ethereum, in my opinion. I'm not happy about it. I'm not like proud to say that. And I actually think this is why a lot of people from the mainstream media are kind of turning toward Ethereum, calling it the next real digital cash, because it relates so highly to the fiat system in that way. But anyway, they will be very soon actually implementing deflationary mechanisms into Ethereum, which I think will benefit the price over time as well. This one is also, the staking rewards fluctuate based on how many people are staking on the network. Basically, the more people that are staking, the less percentage you're going to get. So the early bird gets the worm. Sometimes, you know, the worm might be a little bit bigger than the other worm that if you were to wait. You can expect anywhere basically from 5 to 20% for staking Ethereum every year, based on, again, how many people are staking it. With Ethereum, a lockup period, if you start staking right now, you will not be able to get those Ethereum back into your possession or withdraw them from staking until the second half of Ethereum 2.0 rolls out. They are doing the merge from Ethereum to their beacon chain. It's going to be a slow moving process if I know anything about Ethereum, but they're saying maybe in the year 2022. So next year we'll see what happens. So maybe that one's got the longest lockup period compared to DOT. But anyway, there's also a lot of these staking platforms that help you stake your Ethereum will cushion that lack of liquidity by actually issuing one-to-one tokens representing the value of Ethereum in their own like Ethereum-backed token. So let's say you're staking your Ethereum and now the price is just skyrocketing and you want to realize that profit, you want to liquidate your stake. You can't touch your like original staking Ethereum, but you could sell those tokens that the platform has issued to you on their exchange. Hopefully the price is very similar to the actual market price of Ethereum. Hopefully that coin has pretty good trading liquidity, trading volume on exchanges. Hopefully it's listed on a lot of exchanges, and then that way you can sell those Ethereum and realize your profit. The only thing is that when it does come time where you can withdraw the tokens, you can't claim your original Ethereum unless you have those tokens that they issued to you. So whatever you've sold off, that's the equivalent of Ethereum that you won't be getting back, just so you know. But in the meantime, you'll still be accumulating those rewards on that chunk that you did invest. So there's that. All right, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope that you found this one to be informative, and I hope that you learned some concepts about staking and why it's important to stake coins if they're able to be, because there is a certain emission of coins that will affect the value of them. So anyway, if you guys enjoy this, I appreciate it if you hit the like button and hit subscribe if you haven't yet to get more videos like this. They're coming out every day. And so because of that, I'll be seeing you again very soon. Until then, I hope you're staying happy and healthy. I'll see you.